Maritime Made on Eastlink is presented by Nova Scotia Business Inc., helping companies large and small grow through export.
At Shivani's Kitchen, authentic Indian recipes passed down for generations are made in small batches, gluten-free, and without any added salt or preservatives.
Shivani's Kitchen is my name, Shivani, and it's a business made by me with the help of my family and my team who helped me create this beautiful business where we produce amazing sauces and amazing spice blends. The inspiration behind Shivani's Kitchen is, I would say, opportunity and listening from my customers, from my consumers. Every time I used to listen, there is a problem, I tried to bring a solution to it. So there was a problem when I used to hear in my cooking classes, where can I get the spices from? And that's where, like initially few months, I used to look around, where can my clients get spices? When I did not get a solution, I made a solution. I brought those spices myself.
Red Seal chef and production manager Carl Thomas is preparing a batch of ready-to-use Tikka sauce. The Tikka sauce is made from 2 bases, which are cooked separately. These are the ingredients for the onion base: turmeric, cumin seeds, cinnamon sticks, bay leaf, green cardamom, cloves, vegetable oil, and onions. To prepare the onions, they are washed, then peeled by hand and sliced in a food processor. The ingredients for the tomato base include a garlic and ginger paste, tomato puree, fenugreek leaves, chili powder, turmeric, ground coriander, vegetable oil, and water. Each ingredient is weighed precisely.
I started this journey even before I became a Canadian. When I became a Canadian, it actually brought tears in my eyes. I was like, whoa, I am so proud to be. Canada opened its arms for me, and they accepted me, my business, my culture. And it was so amazing, and I still feel so proud to share my culture, my food, and every little bit thanks with them.
An electric steam kettle is preheated and the cinnamon sticks are crushed. As the kettle heats, oil is added. Then each of the larger dry spices are sautéed, bringing out their aromas and flavors. Next, the turmeric is mixed in. And finally, the sliced onions. They sauté until translucent. Water is added as the onions cook down. A second kettle is preheated to cook the tomato base. The oil is added first, then the spices. They're mixed together while they sauté. Next, the ginger garlic paste is added. After a few minutes of cooking, the tomato paste is mixed in, and then cream is the finishing touch. Once the onion base is cooked down, it's pureed right in the kettle. Now the tomato base is added to the kettle with the onion base, and the two are pureed together. The steam kettle cooks the sauce evenly for another hour. Once finished, the sauce is poured into a pan and placed in the blast freezer, where the temperature of the sauce will lower quickly. This is done for food safety. Once it reaches about 2 degrees, the Tikka sauce is ready for packaging. It's poured into the hopper of the sauce filling machine. Using compressed air and gauges adjusted for the correct viscosity, the machine presses out 300-gram portions into one container at a time. This no-touch process increases food safety in the production line. Each batch fills 72 containers of ready-to-use sauce. The finished containers are placed back in the blast freezer until they freeze. They're kept frozen from this stage onward to meet food safety standards without the use of preservatives.
Shivani's Kitchen brings that culture to the people by sharing the knowledge, I would say, educating people. When people think about Indian spices, it always comes to their mind, it is spicy. Oh, I can't eat them. My stomach cannot handle it. But spices are not just which cannot be handled by stomach. Actually, spices are good for you if they are eaten like properly.
Shivani's Kitchen makes 4 different sauces: vegan curry, vegan or vegetarian butter chicken, and vegetarian tikka sauce. You can find them in the freezer section at over 80 retailers around the Maritimes.
How I came to the recipes was first is my mother and my mother-in-law both. They are a big inspiration to me. These have been coming from generations in my home, and it's so good to share that with the Canadians. It's a big mixture of both my mother, my mother-in-law, and they have been cooking since, like my mother has been cooking since she was 9 years old, and I'm still learning from her. Everything. So all my recipes, they are coming from generations to my hands.
The real secret to the sauces are the 6 different authentic spice mixes created by Shivani. These are made by gently roasting different spice combinations to different temperatures for varying lengths of time. The larger spices go in first, later the smaller ones. The roasting releases oils that bring out the flavors and aromas. Standardized food safety protocols are followed throughout every single step in the production kitchen. Thorough tracking of each ingredient, cooking temperature, and timing is recorded for health and safety records. Once fully roasted for the proper length of time, the spice mixes are ground in a spice mixer to the perfect consistency.
I started from meal delivery to cooking classes. Then I opened my restaurant. I had my own spices. And then I evolved with my sauces. And now I have my own commercial kitchen. During COVID, we had to lose our restaurant, which many small businesses are struggling. But we evolved from that, and we understood, oh, COVID is here, and what do I do now? We had a background of wholesaling the spices to Sobeys all across HRM, and then the Sobeys gave us an opportunity to spread it all across Maritimes. So we wholesale our spices and sauces to Sobeys right now in Nova Scotia. We're spreading all across Maritimes, and we'll be also exporting to different states and US. Future actually looks amazing. By this time next year, I'll be the queen of sauces and spices.